is it afternoon now? All right. Are you fired up? Are you ready to go? Brothers and sisters, friends all, happy Labor Day. You know, if you think about the history of labor and what we have done for this country, each and every one of us, regardless of what union you belong to, ought to be standing up and being proud. Today, we celebrate because it was the unions that built the middle class. It was the unions who rebuilt the structures of this country. And when I think about our history as the UAW, I think about just 2 weeks ago, how we celebrated our 80th birthday. And it's with pride that we are here today, because think about just what happened a few years ago when everybody wrote the UAW off because of the bankruptcies, because of corruptions and misguidance from banks and Wall Street. When you think about who we are as an organization or organizations, every day we wake up and we think about the membership and how we together in solidarity can move this country forward. While politicians in Washington, D.C. sit on their ass and do nothing, we're getting up every morning and making the United States move forward. So when today, as we were marching, I took great pride in watching the Teamsters and other unions driving these big semis, looking at backhoes on the back of their trucks, looking at all these vehicles made by UAW members and driven by Teamsters and other unions. When you think about what we are doing as a nation, you have to call in question about what's going on. Now, the politics have started. You hear all the pundits out there talking about people who are talking about building walls and talking about moving jobs out of Michigan for less wages. Talking about misguided. If they really want to do something about immigration, correct the problems we have today, and don't build walls, tell Mexico and all the other hemispheres to get it together and raise the standard of living for them countries. When you think about what's going on in the country and how dissatisfied the American people are today, you got to step back and say, what is going on? Because, brothers and sisters, black lives do matter. And when you look at what's going on in this country, right here today, and you wonder, well, why is fast food workers up in arms? Because they deserve $15 an hour minimum wage. And when you see these people really on Wall Street and all these people sitting around in their big boardrooms, right? And you think about how they're looking at our economy. No country can build a good, strong economy unless people have good wages so they can have a disposable income, so they have purchasing power. Brothers and sisters, we are into the fight of our lives. It is not the attack on organized labor that matters today. The question out there ought to be to each and every worker, don't be mad at us because we're trying to get ahead. Join us so you can get ahead. It's about the power of the people. It's about workers joining together in solidarity to make a difference for our children and our grandchildren, and in the meantime, for ourselves. When you really think about it, CEOs and board members in Wall Street and Main Street, they don't have a problem getting theirs. So why in the hell should we feel bad about getting ours? Brothers and sisters, we're into the fight of our life. I'm tired of when you hear politicians says, oh, I love labor. Well, there's a few people in this audience that do love labor, like Debbie Deagle. And that's for real. But these other people in the street, you can say, you can kiss my ass. So today, this moment, as we go forward, yes, we have contracts due. I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. I'm not counting. Now, tomorrow I will be. But not only do we have contracts at the Big Three, we got workers right now at Blue Cross Blue Shield negotiating contracts. We got the local casinos negotiating contracts. We have the state workers negotiating contracts. We got workers in Iowa and Illinois and Georgia and all over the country at John Deere negotiating contracts right now. It is about who we are as a labor movement that stands up to politicians and pundits and said, you know what, we've had enough. And it isn't about total dominance. It's about balance. It's about fairness. It's about recognize who we are as a human being and who that worker is that is making the profits for the companies. So today, I know everybody says to me, Dennis, have you picked a target? Yes. General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler. Brothers and sisters, I just want to say to you, each and every one of you, regardless of what union you belong in, be proud. Don't ever make excuse for what we've done or what we're about to do. Stand up in pride and say, America is tired of going backwards and it's time for us to move forward. So I come to you, each and every one of you, to say to you, every day we will get up and fight the good fight. It is our time. It is our moment. It is us in solidarity. Brothers and sisters, let me conclude by saying this. I am so proud of our union. Love you too, man. I am so proud to stand here before you representing our union. Because it is unions like each and every one of us should be proud of the labor movement as a whole. Sticking together. Trying to make things better. So don't ever look down. Always look up. Thank you very much. It gives me now, are you fired up? Yeah. Are you ready to go? Yeah. Fired up? Ready to go. Fired up. Ready to go. Fired up. Ready to go. Fired up. Ready to go. Solidarity. Before I introduce our next speaker, he is a great friend of mine, one I've known for over 20 years. Somebody that campaigned with him in Iowa and Illinois and throughout the country. Somebody who has always stuck with us in time of need, and we have stuck with him in their organization in the time of need. But I'm going to have a little fun today. Now, you all know I'm from Chicago. And you know I'm a Bears fan. And you know I'm a Sox fan. But Well, I hope you forgive me. But anyway, brothers and sisters, I am a Bears fan, diehard. And I am a Sox fan, diehard. But when you're not playing the Sox and Bears, I'm a Tigers fan. I'm a Lions fan, right? So my brother who's coming up here, I'm going to make a challenge. If the Lions beat the Bears, I'll buy you dinner.
All of us?
But if the Bears beat the Lions, you buy me dinner.
You got it.
So it gives me great pleasure to introduce someone who is from a powerful union, who has a long legacy, that they show solidarity not on Labor Day, but every day. The president of the Teamsters, Jim Hoffa.
Hey, Dennis, it's going to be a lot of dinners. The Lions going to kick their ass. We're ready to go. How you doing, everybody? Are we in the House of Labor? We're surrounded by friends. Everybody's here. This is a great day for all of us. We're so proud to be here. Marching, we've got more people here than ever before. Let's hear it for everybody here. That is solidarity. That is pride. That's what we stand for. You know, so many of us take for granted because we've been out there. I know in my family, so many of us take the 8-hour day for granted. The 4-hour work week, overtime. They took things like paid vacation, paid like vacation days, and also out there with pensions. And the answer is, those were fought for labor. They will never, don't ever forget that. And that is something we should never, ever take for granted. Are we going to take it for granted? No! The answer is, that's our pride. How did we get that? Blood, sweat, and tears. And now it is our turn. It is our turn to go out and carry the banner for all those that went behind us and those that will come in front of us. We have got to make sure that we carry on the tradition. And we're carrying it on in the Teamsters and the UAW and all of the unions that are here today. We've got to get this job done. We are fighting a battle like never before. We have people out there that say labor has too much. Can you believe that? The answer is, we don't have enough. It's time for labor. It's time for American workers to stand up. And that's what we're going to do together. And we're doing that every day. But every day we're out here today, we got 42 million people living below the poverty level. That's wrong. And that's what unions are about. We had a politician in New Jersey say, you know, the problem with unions is people have too much. And the answer is, we don't have enough. And the other people saying they're trying to turn worker against worker. They're going to non-union people saying, why should they have paid vacations? Why should they have that? The answer is, why don't the other people have what we have? And the answer is, go join a union. That's how you get it. Go join a union. That's how you get power. But today, we're out there with 42 million people living in poverty. We can't get a road bill. We can't fix the potholes. We got our infrastructure. Well, I found a reason and a way to fix it all. There's $3 trillion by big business offshore. Bring that money home. Let's give America a raise. Let's fix our potholes. Let's get this country going again. That's how to do it. And it can all be done. A stroke of a pen. And stop the bipartisanship. We've got to stop the partisanship and make bipartisanship. But most of all, today, listening to what's going on in the UAW and Dennis, there's something I want to say today. And I know you haven't picked a target yet, but it's one of those three. If they go on strike, if the UAW goes on strike, I make a pledge on behalf of the 1.4 million Teamster members. We will honor your picket lines. We will walk with you every day. We will support the UAW in any strike. The Teamsters and the UAW are together. Try to come on up here, man. We will make sure we walk together. They ain't going to haul those cars if we're there. And that's how to win. That's how to win a battle right there.